Do you like parrying in Souls-like games, not unlike Sekiro or Lies of P? Then let me introduce you to Thymesia. Thymesia is an action RPG slash Souls-like game developed by Overborder Studio and published by Team 17. Thymesia was released on August 18th, 2022, so this is not a new game. It's a fast-paced Souls-like game with quick Sekiro-style combat like parrying, dodging, as well as execution animations when an enemy's health bar reaches zero. Thymesia is a quick and short Souls-like game, but it's mission-based, kind of like the Neo games. You play as Corvus, who is searching through his memories to figure out what happened to the now diseased world he's living in. The combat in this game is its main selling point. I'm sure dodging as a mechanic is viable, however, I felt like parrying was definitely more efficient in the fight, so that's what I stuck with the entire time. Much like Sekiro, the fights kind of start to feel like a rhythmic dance once you know what's coming at you next. If you enjoy parry-focused combat, you will love the combat in this game. If you watched my video on Crimson Oath, I'll link that here, you should go watch it, you'd know that a lot of the things in the Crimson Oath game are taken almost directly from Thymesia. For instance, the concept of a health bar and a plague bar in Thymesia, much like the guard bar and the health bar in Crimson Oath. In Thymesia, your main weapon is a saber, which damages the white health bar. And then your secondary weapon is your Plague Claw, which damages the green Plague Bar. The enemy is only defeated when the green Plague Bar reaches zero, not when the white health bar reaches zero. In Thymesia, you also have a almost tertiary weapon called a Plague Weapon. Certain enemies throughout the game will drop crystals that allow you to put points into a Plague Weapon, which you can then use in combat. These weapons vary from halberds to great swords to whips to dual swords, along with many others. Another little fun mechanic that plays into this is your Reaper Claw. So you hold right trigger and you charge up your fist, and then you steal whatever weapon your enemy is currently using. This gives you a single-use Plague Weapon for whatever you took from your enemy. It's a very neat mechanic. It's really fun to weave into the combat. In Thymesia, you do have a skill tree. This allows you to put more points into different aspects to make the game different for you. These things can include a little extra damage from your saber, a slightly bigger window when it comes to parrying, a second consecutive Plague Claw attack, with a lot of other options as well. Thymesia has only 8 bosses, well 9 if you're counting the tutorial boss that you're supposed to die to who becomes a boss later in the game, so it's really 8 bosses but 9 encounters. Now 3 of the bosses in this game rank very highly on my all-time favorite boss list. The other bosses range from pretty good to great, with the exception of one that ranks in the level of Bed of Chaos, which is, if you know, you know. The level design in Thymesia I think is pretty decent. The zones have many paths that lead back on themselves to give you that sense of interconnectivity. Each zone has elite enemies that pose a little bit more of a threat than other ones. These enemies are carrying different weapons that you can have as plague weapons. This is where you get your main source of your crystals to get these plague weapons. I've played Thymesia 3 different times, and every time I struggled with a different elite enemy more than the other one. The first time was the enemy with the halberd, the second playthrough was the enemy with the greatsword, and this last playthrough was the enemy with the dual swords. Which type of enemies did you struggle with the most? Drop a comment down below, and make sure you like and subscribe if you like what I do. Now the music in this game is fine. It's nothing crazy, nothing super memorable to me, but the thing that is memorable to me is just the general sound design of Thymesia. See, when you get an enemy's health down to 0, you get the red dot on them, which gives you the execution animation, and the sound effects during these execution animations just hit right. If you've ever seen the anime Fire Force, it's on par with that level of sound design. It just makes you feel like you're in it. It's so good, I love it. The story in Thymesia is also fine. There's a lot of lore items to pick up in the game, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that I read every single one of them, because I didn't. So while I think the story was maybe hard to keep up with a little bit, I'm sure it's easier if you actually take the time to read everything that you pick up in the game. Now the game does have 5 different endings. However, you can get all of these in a single playthrough, so don't freak out, achievement hunters. On my 3rd playthrough that I recorded for this video, I finally got all the achievements on Steam. And let me tell you, the one that I kind of laughed at the first time I saw it, but then it turned out to be such a pain to get it done, was rolling through 1,000 barrels. I understand it's funny, and it's kind of a play on the Dark Souls games, but 1,000? Oh. It took forever, but we got it done. Overall, Thymesia is going to get an 8.5 for me. The combat is super tight in this game. I love the parrying, the fights all feel fresh and rhythmic, and I'm kind of just a fanboy when it comes to parrying in general. The boss fights in this game are some of the highest of highs and one really, really low, but the one low does not outweigh the greatness of the other ones. I love the weapon you have. I love the different levels of plague weapons you can use. I love the 2 different types of plague claws you can use. I love the different ways you can avoid critical hits from the enemies. And above all else, I know I didn't do this, but I love that you can get every single achievement in the game in one playthrough. Thank you for respecting my time Overborder Studios. Speaking of which, Overborder, where are you guys? The last update from you guys was in 2022. Where did you go? You released a great game and you've been radio silent ever since. We want more. Maybe not more Thymesia, but you guys clearly have the sauce to continue making these types of games. What happened? Come back to us. If you like this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and check me out on TikTok and Twitch. I'm going to start streaming these games. The next one that we're going to do is Blasphemous 2 with the new DLC that just dropped. So check me out on those profiles as well. Links in the description. Lastly, if you played Thymesia, drop a comment. Let me know how you liked it. Or if you didn't like it, let me know how much you hated it. Let's talk about it. But until next time, peace.